Hey there, what's going on? Ron Pascal here with Digital Brand Boosters, and today we're going to be talking about the basics behind Visual Composer. Now, a lot of our websites at the moment are being built using Visual Composer, and what's cool about it is, although it can get difficult sometimes, for the most part, the UI and the interface of it's very simple and easy to use, So what we're going to do is we're going to log into a client website here. So digitalpinecolorado.com, I'm going to use this as an example. WP-admin. This is how you log into WordPress-based sites. So we're going to do just that. All right, hang tight. Okay, cool. I have my information saved, so I'm just going to click login. And what you're going to see here is after we log in, you're going to see the background and the dashboard behind WordPress. Now, this is the main page of WordPress. You can see there's customize your site, edit your front page. This is just news and stuff. In reality, the site is on these pages here. There's settings and other things. We're going to have other videos for settings, specific settings, and the sliders and all that information. Each one of these things stand for something. Some are plugins, some are part of your website. But for the most part, your site is a set of pages. So here is all the pages for your site. Okay? You can also see them here. If you go to digitalpinecolorado.com, client, if you click edit, you'll see, once you're logged in, you see a different screen than most people. So you'll see edit page. You can go on any page and click edit. So I'm going to click our story. You'll still see the same thing, edit page. So I'm going to go back here and I'm going to click edit. Okay? And what you do here is where you get to actually change the content on that page. And how WordPress works is on the right, you'll see update. So when you're done doing your edits, you can save pretty much your changes. Visibility, if this is public, how many revisions. This is pretty much the most important thing is updating. And you can see here I made the page full width. And what that means is in size, the page is fully wide. Okay, if I were to change it to default, I'm not going to do it now, but these changes the layouts of the page. And I wanted it to be full width for mobile and desktop versions, so that's why we picked full width. Okay. And how Visual Composer works is it's pretty much a set of rows. So over here you'll see a row here. Inside a row there's another row. And how it works is pretty much it's in blocks. So if you go down, you'll see a plus here. What that plus means, down here is just plug-in information, right? But overall, if you click that plus, boom, you'll see a set of options. Some themes had different options than others, but for the most part, they're generally the same. So there's contact form, if I want to put a contact form, a YouTube video, an image, a text block. Usually we use text blocks and empty spaces. If you type in empty, you'll see you can put an empty space and change the size. But for the most part, I'm going to put a row in, okay? Boom, I have a row. And you can change the size of the rows. For example, let's say I did an in-grid row. So there's row type. I just leave it as row. Not a full screen section. Let's say I made it in-grid, meaning that it's not going to touch, wall to wall. Instead, it's going to be more centered, more inside. And let's say I put another row inside. And let's say I want to change this row. Let's say I don't want this row to be a super long row, and instead I want it to be split up into 3 rows, okay? So I'm going to click here, and you'll see boxes. You can have a custom box. You can do the math yourself, or you can easily pick out a simple layout. So let's say I want an in-grid row with 3 blocks. So here's 3 blocks. And let's say in the middle block, I want, a paragraph, so text, and I want the paragraph to say, "We are awesome. We are awesome." And I want it centered, right? And I want to change, let's say I want to change the color to black. Let's say I want to make it a little bit bigger. So heading 2, "We are awesome." Okay, cool. Now when I update the page, I'm going to click View Page. You're going to see that change. Okay, so for the most part, this is how you can change a lot of things around. A lot of this using Visual Composer is just blocks. So see that block here? It's in the middle. Let's say I were to make it full width instead of in grid, right? And let's say I wanted to add an image in an empty space. Okay, so I'm going to add an image here, image. I'm going to center that image. Let's say I add this image here. This nice image here. I'm going to center it. Just give me a second. I'm going to make it full size. Full. You can type in the sizes here. I'm going to center it. You can do on click. If you want it to go to another link, you can. If you want to just leave it, I'm going to just leave it for now. Centered. I'm going to put it above this paragraph, and I'm going to add an empty space, empty, because I want it to not look as crammed up, okay? So save. I want it here, and I want another one underneath it. And I'm going to update the changes. Okay? So what's great about Visual Composer is you normally just change what's inside the page. You don't really change the header. That's other settings we're going to have in other videos, like how to change this color here or how to change the menu. Visual Composer doesn't really deal with all these. This is a pop-up plugin. It's not, Visual Composer doesn't really change like what's in the footer. This is the footer area. This is the menu. This is the top bar. This is like a header bar. Right, you don't change anything here. You're just changing what's on the page, okay? So here you can see those changes are made. If I wanted to change the background of this, let's say I wanted to add a cool, funky background to this row that I just created, right? And let's say I wanted to add, like, or a background image. You see how there's settings here? You can do it by color or you can do it by image. I'm gonna just pick an image I'm gonna put this world map image, this cool image here. And I'm also going to add some paragraph of just text, just to show you how to use this more. I'm going to add another row. And I'm going to split it up into 2 columns. I'm going to have text, right? Text block. I'm going to center the text. I'm going to add another image actually instead. Image. You can search and just pull things up. I'm going to pick a picture of the client here, awesome client. And I'm going to center that image. I'm going to make it medium. I'm going to center it. Okay, and I'm going to have a text underneath that says awesome client. Awesome client. I'm going to make it red. Center it. Put it in italics. Put an empty space. When you use this for a while, you already know what you're doing, but for the most part, I'm doing this a little fast, but it's easy to catch on. It really is. It's just a bunch of blocks, right? So I'm going to do another text. I'm going to put a headline saying Colorado rocks, or welcome to, Club Colorado. Sometimes it takes a little bit to load. I'm outside of a Starbucks, so it can take some time. Let me see if I can edit this. Yep, welcome to Colorado Club, right? And let's say I want to make it big, right? Heading 1, I put that over this. I want to put another empty space here. You can duplicate too, so this is a pen tool. This is to edit everything. I'm sorry I didn't mention that. This is to clone and this is to delete. So if I wanted to clone, I can make a copy. If I want to delete, you can also copy rows too. So it's another thing here. See, I copied the row, I deleted the row. Right, you can hide it. You can change the row settings. Like you can make it different size if you want, in grid, whatever. So I'm going to copy this, place it above here, copy it again, place it above here, and it's just playing with these blocks and understanding the little settings, which don't take too long to learn. So I just updated the pages. So let's see what we have here now. Right, cool. Welcome to Colorado Club. The background load. There's the background I mentioned before. Right, we are awesome. Welcome to Colorado Club. And there's an image here. And you can also do one last thing before I end this. You can circular images. You can do a lot of cool things. So I'm going to circularize this image here. So image style, the whole thing comes up. I want it to be a circle. Save. And I want to add a separator. A separator is like a little line, like a underneath, like an underlining line, right? And I want to add that here. I'm going to update this, and we're going to wait a little bit for the changes to save, and we're gonna reload that up. Let's go. And boom. So Visual Composer, for the most part, it's pretty much that. There's buttons to play with. There's advanced row settings that I'm going to show you guys later in another video. But for the most part, when it comes to changing what's inside the page, you know, make sure they're full width. All these are blocks. You can see the building blocks behind everything. So I'm going to show you the building blocks. Like you can see here, there's an image. You can deconstruct the pages here and just mess with them, but you can see how they work now. It's just rows, empty spaces, you know, some good copywriting. This is a Revolution slider one, right? That's pretty much it, okay? For the most part, when it comes to creating what's inside the pages, that's how Visual Composer works. Any questions, you can just email us and we'll get to you. But otherwise, thank you for the time.